Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing. This is the last product from my latest order from cubes.com. The final one in the box. You may be able to guess what this one is compared to the other two if you've seen the recent unboxings. The other one that was released recently, which is the Dayan Gem Cube 8. And for some reason it's in a Gem 6 box. Don't know why they haven't got its own box, but oh well, that's the way it goes. Gem 8. So apparently this will be the last of the Dayan Gem series. So Mr. Dayan has said, I can't remember his real name unfortunately. So yeah, but he's apparently said that this will be the last of these Dayan Gems. So I'm very happy to have all 8 of them in my collection now. And this 8 and the other recent one I got recently, the number 6, haven't been out that long. Now I've heard some bad things about the turning quality of this, but I'll be honest, that one's a bit catchy, but it feels like that will break in with a little bit of effort. But these faces turn quite well so far, to be honest. That red one turns absolutely fine. Green one, very slightly catchy. But nothing that makes me think it's going to explode, but I've heard of people having problems with these exploding, so no problems. It doesn't feel like it's about to do that for me so far. And the other face, oh, that one's catching a little bit. Yeah, that one felt more like it might cause an explosion. So yeah, what's happening, you can see that this kind of small green centerpiece is pushing against this triangular face here where the points meet. So once you can move that point past, then I think you can relieve that problem. Now, from what I understand, this puzzle isn't especially difficult to solve. This is part of the Gem series because of the face pattern. All the Gem series have this kind of, or at least most of them have this hexagonal face pattern, whereas the Gem 6 has the octagonal face pattern, but it still looks a very similar kind of thing. So yeah, I think the only thing to do with this is getting it scrambled. We have 2 different types of turns on this. We have these triangles that turn in 120-degree increments, so quick mental math there, divide 360 by 3, and these hexagonal faces also turn in 120-degree increments. You've only got 3 positions for them. You can't do to there, for example. There's no jumbling on this puzzle, which is unusual for the Gem series as a whole. Well, I say that, I think it's probably about half of them that do jumble, so it's not like all of them do. So yeah, I think we'll get this thing scrambled and see what it's like. From what I've heard, it's not too difficult to solve, this one. Yeah, the turning quality isn't terrible, but it's certainly a little bit catchy. There's no argument there whatsoever. It's definitely catchy at times, but the way I turn things like this anyway is I tend to do a kind of jam jar grip anyway, so that kind of helps with things like this. Just holds the pieces in position a bit better, makes explosions a little less likely. Yeah, so far I'm not hugely disappointed or anything. It's just something you have to expect when you use a lot of puzzles that are not speed cube puzzles, but more of a innovative design sort of thing. Obviously you want them to turn as well as they possibly can, of course, you know, definitely want that to be the case, but you don't have to have your expectations too high, I don't think. As long as it's not exploding, even if you have to take a little care with the turning, I don't generally worry about it too much, although I will comment on it, I will point it out to my viewers, but yeah, I'll still enjoy the puzzle as well if that's the way it turns. So anyway, that's the puzzle scrambled. I'll go away and hopefully solve it, and I'll get back to you once I've done so. So as you can see, I've now got the Gem 8 solved again. As I suggested, it wasn't incredibly difficult, but it wasn't as easy as I suspected it was going to be honest, just from commentary read. I don't know if others found it easier than I did. I kind of got the idea of the order to solve it in quite quickly, which was turned out to be correct in the end. But the final stage, I don't know why, but it just took me a while to wrap my head around it, exactly what I needed to do to solve it. I don't want to tell you exactly what was going on because it'd be spoilers on what is a relatively new puzzle. But yeah, it probably took me, I suppose, in total about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours of playing with it to solve it. It wasn't all in one go over the course of a couple of days. So it's not like it was incredibly difficult, but it certainly wasn't trivially easy either for me. But yeah, once I actually sat down today and really kind of sat and thought about it rather than just playing with it, and suddenly kind of the penny dropped. I realised exactly what I needed to do, and from there on it was pretty plain sailing, and it was solved within 10 minutes. So I love it when something like that happens. As for the quality of the puzzle, it does have some issues. As you can see right now, as I'm turning it, it's catching quite regularly, and it does that during the solve, and a couple of times I kind of lost my place in the solve due to that. It's basically that you can see there the points of two triangles meet and things catch, but you'll find you'll have two of them doing it around the puzzle. So you think you're trying to separate one pair of triangles and another pair is caught somewhere else, so it does catch quite regularly. I have had a couple of pops as well where these triangles next to the triangular that part of the triangular faces have popped out. They're very small pieces and they pop out quite easily. You can see it's very loose there if the pieces move around. So you do have to take quite a bit of care when turning it. I was using the jam jar grip, as I said I probably would earlier, but even so it still catches regularly, as you can see there. It does it. Whatever colour face it was that I was just turning, was it the yellow one? I think, yeah, that one seems to do it most. I don't know if that side's a bit tighter or looser than the others, but that's certainly the one that seems to do it more often than the others. So it does have some quality issues, but it's a fun puzzle still, and it looks really cool as well, and a great addition to the series. But it's not without its problems, but that's not entirely untrue of the rest of the series either. But yeah, I think they're enough fun, these puzzles, to actually make them worthwhile still. But you do have to kind of go into it with your eyes open and realise that it's not going to be absolutely perfect turning quality on these puzzles, which is a little bit of a shame. But as I said, they're still fun enough to make it worthwhile. And things like this annoy me as well. This sticker here hanging over the edge of the piece, so it's kind of got spoiled. Things like that annoy me as well. It's not hard to have a little bit of quality control to make sure things like that don't happen. We spend a lot of money on these puzzles, and if you can't be bothered to sticker them properly, I'd much rather actually just get it excuse me, without the stickers and sticker it myself if that's going to be the case. But oh well, those small gripes aside, it is a fun puzzle. I got it a bit cheaper than it's available elsewhere from cubes.com, so that's let me think, I think it was about $24 if I remember right. I can't remember now, but something like that. It's about $4 or $5 cheaper than I've seen it elsewhere, so it made it worthwhile buying it from them. So yeah, I can't really think of much else to say about this one, I don't think. Fun little puzzle, not too difficult, but a reasonably nice challenge as well. It's not trivially easy, but not horrendously difficult. A nice kind of mid-range difficulty puzzle, I think. Okay then guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will